Hey guys, and welcome back to Clannad. So, let's just continue on in KOTOMI'S memories. I didn't hear anything. There was no one. There was no God. My mom and dad were gone too. I was alone. Alone. As it became night, my stomach grumbled. I tried to eat dinner. I opened up the refrigerator and lined up the delicious dishes on the table. Tomoya-kun might not come today anymore, but he'll surely come tomorrow. The spaghetti salad, the pork roast, the potato stew. I divided them each in half. Of course, it is Tomoya-kun's share.
いただきましょう。
Let's all eat.
いただきます。
Let's all eat. As I joined my hands together, I realized, what would I do once all this food has been eaten? If Mom comes back, she'll make some again.
あ、
At that time, I understood. If Dad and Mom wouldn't come back, this would be the last thing that my mom cooked. My tears overflow. They were overflowing in such large drops that I couldn't stop them. That's why I ate while crying. As I did that, everything became so salty that it wasn't delicious anymore. So, my tears overflowed even more. Though it became late at night, I was alone. Holding on to the scissors, I was squatting in the hallway, and I was thinking really hard. If I think various things, it wouldn't be quite that scary. Those grown-ups are surely bad people, and they're trying to take away Dad and Mom's most important thing. Right now, I'm the only one in the house, so I can't let strangers enter the house. That's why I have to protect the house until Mom and Dad come back, until Tomoya-kun comes. My stomach grumbled again. I divided half of the apple pie again. The apple pie was so delicious that, when I finished eating it, it made me even more hungry. But I thought I have to control myself. This is all that my mom has cooked, and that if I eat a lot, nothing will be left. I thought I have to make sure I eat only half each time. Tomorrow morning another half, for lunch another half, and for dinner another half. If I do that, there will always be something left. So I'll always divide it. The other half, which is for the person I will eat together with, or that I will eat together, which is not here. It had become colder in the corridor, so I took out a blanket in the closet. I placed it over me from head to toe, and after that, grasped the scissor yet again. It was the time I'm supposed to go to bed. It was the time where my mom would say, "Good night," as I go to my warm bed. I became really sleepy, but I tried my best to keep myself awake, since I thought that if I ended up sleeping, the bad people will take over the house. Because I cried a lot, my eyes were hurting. As I thought of turning on the television again, I became so scared that I couldn't. I thought, what would I do if nothing appears on the television? I thought, what would I do if everyone disappears from this world, leaving me all alone? It's even scarier than the bad people trying to enter the house. I wonder, why did it end up like this? Why was I the only one who ended up being alone? I tried my best to think about it, but I couldn't understand anything at all. I became so sleepy that I couldn't help but sleep, and as I hiccuped, I opened my eyes again. Doing so, I realized that I was crying again. My cheeks became wet, and I feel colder. The floor was so hard and cold that my bottom started hurting. But even then, I was still grasping the scissors. I was grasping the scissors so tightly that my fingers had almost become white. In addition, I ended up not knowing what I should do. It was a very, very long night. I was sure I ended up sleeping for just a little bit, As I opened my eyes, my cheek was attached to the hallway floor. I didn't know how I ended up in there. I wonder if it was a dream. That was a really, really scary dream. The airplane that my dad and mom were on ended up falling into the sea. Scary grown-ups came and Tomoya-kun didn't come. I was holding a pair of scissors, trying to protect the house. That's all I could remember.
お部屋に戻ろう。
I'll go back to my room. When I stood up, something hit my toe. My mom's scissors was there. My tears suddenly flowed. It blurred out in front of my eyes. My sight darkened. It's a lie. This is a lie. This is wrong. This is surely a joke by everybody. My dad and mom are at home right now. And because I was a bad girl, they are hiding somewhere.
お母さん、
Mom!
お母さん、どこ？
Where are you, Mom? I searched for
お
Mom.
母さん、
Mom!
お母さん、
Mom!
お母さん。
Mom! In the living room, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the lavatory, in the closet. I searched them all.
お母さん、
Mom!
出てきて。
Come out!
お母さん、
Mom!
お母さん。
But even still, Mom wasn't anywhere. I ran up the stairs.
お父さん、お父さん、お父さん。
In the bedroom, in the guest room, in the storage room. I searched them all. But even still, Dad wasn't anywhere.
お父さん。 お父さん。
I crumble as I cry.
私、いい
I'll be
子にするから。
a good girl.
いい子にするから。
I'll be a good girl. I went around the house while crying.
お父さん、お母さん。 出てきて。
Come out.
出て
Come out. I searched everywhere. But even still, Dad and Mom didn't come out. And then, the only place left that I hadn't searched was my dad's study room. It was a special room that my mom was always telling me not to enter. I broke that promise and opened the door, since I thought that Dad would surely be hiding in there. There's the smell of tobacco. Oh gosh. And the smell of old books. I searched for the switch on the wall with my hand and turned it on as I found it. The light gave a tender orange color, and at the center of the floor was a soft carpet. There are a lot of books in the walls around the room,
お父さん。
but Dad wasn't anywhere. The room seems to belong to Dad, yet he's not there.
お父さん。
I looked over the desk. A black fountain pen, a box of matches, and a bunch of letters. A transparent glass cup, a bottle of green sake, and plenty of volumes of books. There's also a big brown envelope. I timidly lifted up the envelope. The envelope was open and there seemed to be a book inside. I tried to look what's written inside, but I was scared that I couldn't. I'm sure that this was the important thing that those bad people were talking about, because it's something that people throughout the world can use. It was really light, thin, and smooth. It seems that this has replaced Dad and Mom instead. I'm sure it's because of this that Dad and Mom disappeared. My tears fell one by one at the envelope. Oh no, I'm crying now. No! I don't want this. I strongly thought of that. There has to be some mistake for this to be something important. I don't care about the people throughout the world. I don't care about the world. What I wanted was only Dad and Mom. I only wanted for Dad and Mom to be here. But even still, Dad and Mom ended up leaving me. They sank into a distant sea, just the two of them. I was crying. As I cried, I put the envelope on the carpet. After that, I took out a box of matches over the table. Dad always used it to light his pipe. I took a match from inside the box and rubbed the match with my shaking hand. I didn't do it well, though. I took out new matches each time I tried, and then I burned it, Kotomi said. It was even in laughter. I remembered. Inside my vague memory, there's a single clear image. A little girl crying at the center of the room, the orange-colored flame like a snake sticking out its tongue. Why did you do such a thing?
わからない。
I don't know.
わからないの。
I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, looking at the bunch of cut pages scattered across the floor. Did you cut out all of these? Without looking at me, she nodded.
最初は罪滅ぼしのつもりだったんだと思う。
At first, I thought of destroying them.
燃やしてしまったものの代わりに、お父さんとお母さんのことが書いてある新聞を全部切り抜いて。
But instead of burning them, those newspapers that had Dad and Mom written on them, I just cut them out.
でもそれだけじゃ全然足りないって思って。
But I thought that wasn't enough. It reminded me of when I met Kotomi in the bookstore in front of the station. Perhaps Kotomi has been staying long inside bookstores ever since she was little. Stretching out her hand, taking up a physics technical book that's lined up on the high shelves, and with her little fingers, trying her hardest to flip the pages. At first, she desperately reads those terms that she doesn't have any idea of, to search in there for the fragments of her parents that will never return.
お父さんとお母さんの名前を見つけると本当に嬉しかったの。
When I found my dad and mom's names, I was really happy.
お父さんとお母さんが話しかけてくれるみたいだった。
It felt like I was talking to dad and mom.
本当は5本ごと欲しかったけど、みんなとっても値段が高くて買えなかったから。
The truth is, I wanted each of the books, but all of them are really expensive, so I couldn't buy them.
だから私、ハサミを出して、
That's why I took out a pair of scissors.
痛いけどごめんねって心の中で謝って。
And then, within my heart, I apologized, saying, "This will hurt, but please forgive me."
それから私、一生懸命勉強したの。
After that, I studied as hard as I could.
お勉強はとっても楽しかったの。
It was really fun studying.
たくさんお勉強すれば、お父さんのご本や論文を読めると思ったから。
I thought I'd be able to read my dad's books or thesis if I studied a lot.
お父さんの声が
I
また
thought
聞
I'd
け
hear
る
my
っ
dad's
て思っ
voice
たか
again.
ら。でもお父さんのご本はとてもとても難しくて、
But my dad's books are really, really hard to understand.
言葉を知っているだけでは読むこともできなくて、
I couldn't read just by knowing the words.
世界のことをいろいろ知らなければ意味もわからなくて。
If you don't know various things about the world, then you wouldn't understand its meaning.
だからもっともっと勉強して、
That's why I studied more and more.
もっともっとご本をたくさん読んで、
I read more and more books.
お父さんとお母さんの後を継ぎたいって思ってた。
After that, I was thinking I wanted to surpass Dad and Mom. This girl is talking in apathy is a Kotomi I don't know of. What Kotomi is probably trying to learn is surely so advanced that even universities wouldn't teach it. Or should I say, the school couldn't teach. That's why all Kotomi could do is study by herself, with her heart that wants to get close to her splendid parents. So, instead of taking up lessons, she indulges herself with reading books in the library, going home without having fun with anyone after school, doing hard studies all by herself. Kotomi, I couldn't tell her how sad it was.
あの人たちは
Those
言
people
ったの。
said
その論文は本当にかけがえのないものだからって。
that thesis is something that money can't buy.
お父さんとお母さんの命より大
And
切
that
なものだからって。
it's even more important than my dad and mom's life.
そんなものあるわけないのに。
Things like that aren't true.
お父さんとお母さんの命より大切なものなんてあるわけないのに。
There can't be anything that can be more important than my dad and mom.
私絶対に忘れない。
I definitely won't forget about it.
忘れられない。
I can't forget about it. Keeping her head down, she bites onto her lips.
でも
But
お父さんとお母さんの研究のことがやっとわかるようになってきたの。
it seems I finally came to understand about my dad and mom's research.
お父さんとお母さんはこの世界の成り立ちそのものを一番きれいな言葉で表そうとしてた。
Dad and mom were trying to show in the most beautiful way how this world came about.
二人で一緒に一生かけて見つけようとした言葉。
The words that both of them searched for their entire lives.
それはきっととっても大切なこと。
That for sure is an important thing.
世界中の人に伝えなければいけないこと。
It's something that they must tell the whole world.
お父さんとお母さんにしかできなかったこと。
It's something that dad and mom weren't able to do.
それはきっと誰にも真似することができなくて、
I'm sure it's something that no one else can copy.
きっと私にも真似することができなくて。
I'm sure even I wouldn't be able to copy it.
でも私がそれをしなければ
But if I don't do so,
神様は私を
God
許し
wouldn't
てくれ
forgive
ない
me.
から。
Kotomi didn't say anything further. No matter how hard she studies, no matter how many books she reads, she will fear and cry the outside, just like a little child. She ended up burning something important, a girl heading to a dark destination. It might be good if I sit next to her. It might be good if I tell her I will also be here, just like what she hoped from me when she was little. But that probably wouldn't change anything. Another part of Kotomi who's inside her probably won't try to get out. That's why I couldn't tell her any single word I should say. Come to school tomorrow, okay? Kotomi's shoulders shook for a moment.
行きたくないの。
I don't want to go.
もうあんなのは嫌なの。
I don't want to experience such a thing anymore. She mutters it with a faint voice.
あんな悲しいことは嫌なの。
I don't want such sadness. I'm sure it probably reminded her once again when she heard that Fujibayashi got into an accident. That day, the harbinger that hasn't disappeared, and about her parents that wouldn't come back even now, as well as her promise to God that she hasn't fulfilled up until now. The request I have to Kotomi might be something really cruel, but still, I couldn't do anything except repeat it. Come to school tomorrow, okay? Be sure to come. I'll be waiting for you. Furukawa, Fujibayashi, and Kyo, everyone will be waiting. Alright then, Kotomi. See you tomorrow. She didn't answer back. See you tomorrow. No answer. See you tomorrow. I saw her move her chin a little bit. I thought she probably put everything into that. I went out of the room. The massive wooden door separated me and Kotomi. I was left alone inside the dark hallway. See you tomorrow. I muttered to myself, taking a breath in an empty space. I wonder if I could consider it painful to say see you tomorrow to someone who probably wouldn't come. Alright guys, so this is where I'm going to end the video because I am all out of time for this episode. So if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. So, bye-bye.